behind.
3, 2,
You're an hour behind.
1. Hello,
Mount was
ladies and
2 hours
gentlemen.
behind.
Welcome back to a great day and a good discussion on Delusions of Grandeur. I am one of your hosts, and today we are going
Dude, did I watch
to...
the wrong movie?
Huh?
Did I watch the wrong movie? I'm just kidding. I'm
The
just being an
movie
asshole.
for today... The movie for today was a choice made by me. It is 1983's Sleepaway Camp, which is directed by Robert Hiltzik. In the film, it stars the start of a career in horror. Felissa Rose as Angela,
And she played the
Jonathan
villain.
Kirsten as Ricky, Karen Fields as Judy, Christopher Collette as Paul, Mike Kellen as Mel, Catherine Kami as Meg, Paul D'Angelo as Ronnie, Thomas E. Van Peel as Mike, and so on and so forth. But let's see what IMDb says about the film. Not much. Bunks and showers are a mad stabber's beat at a summer camp strictly for teens.
They couldn't. I could have come up with a better description than that.
So could I have. But
And they're definitely not all teenagers.
no.
True.
But going on first impressions. Let's start with you, Boris. Was this the first time watch for you?
Yes, it was the first time, and it was a really interesting movie, I must say. If I hadn't known this actress was Felissa Rose, I wouldn't have recognized her after seeing her in that Lilith movie we did 2 weeks ago.
I still didn't recognize her. I thought it was the crazy mother.
Interesting. Yeah, if I hadn't known that was her, I would have never recognized her. But it's a very interesting story with a quite interesting twist at the end. But okay, maybe some parts of it were a little predictable, but there was still an interesting twist. But
The
one
beginning was
thing.
very predictable.
Sorry, what?
The beginning was very predictable.
What do you mean?
The boat hit the fucking people. That was very predictable.
Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, that was, but I had something else on mind. But okay, we will get into that later, probably.
Oh, there's
But
other predictable parts. I was just saying the very beginning is predictable.
I don't have a problem with predictability.
If I had a problem with predictability, I never would have been a wrestling fan.
like, it was. To me personally, it turned out a little too obvious who was the killer. We just the only not predictable part was the motive.
I disagree with you.
Oh, how?
Because it does. It isn't obvious. It's Angela. There's plenty of times you think it might be Ricky, and there's plenty of times it might be the friend, the boyfriend, or whatever you want to call him.
I mean, it was it was obvious that she was the killer, and I think
Again, I just say it's not obvious. I disagree with you. It was not obvious. It could have been Ricky. It could have been the boy. The boy.
Well, I don't know. While I was watching it, I had the impression that so many things were alluding to her being the killer that I thought it just couldn't be her. It had to be someone else. But
Well,
then it
there you
turned out
go.
to be her
There
after
you go.
all.
Then it wasn't so obvious because you thought maybe it wasn't her. And again, I agree. Yes, it alluded to her. It alluded to Ricky. It alluded when the camp owner said, knew it was Ricky and went after him. That's when I knew it wasn't him. I knew
I
for a
thought
fact it wasn't him.
I thought it was her early on.
Right, but it's not. It points to her, but lots of those movies points to someone, and then it's not that person. So that's why I'm saying
When I first saw this,
it was kind of a
I
mystery.
always thought that it was her, but it alluded to other people being the killer.
Well, I'm
So it
sorry for
wasn't.
you too for being ruined. I actually that's what I enjoyed most about the movie is that it kept you on your toes, wondering is it really her or is it somebody else?
Exactly.
I think they did a
That's
good
why I
job
put
of
this
that.
forward.
But
Because
if there is one thing that mainly bothers me about the movie is that once we found out that she was the killer, that was the end. We didn't find out what happened to her. Did they catch her? What did they do to her? How it all
More
ended?
importantly, why did her being made to be a boy her whole life turn her into a killer? I mean, I could see how I would fuck your head, yes, but why did it turn her into a killer?
Yeah, I understand that, but I mean, once they found out that she was the killer, did they catch her? Did she end
Well,
up in
I don't
prison? Did
really
they kill her?
see that.
why
I
does
don't
that
even care
matter?
about. Like that is okay. Like if I found out, cool, but I don't really care. What I want to know is why the hell is she a killer? That's more important to me.
Well, uh, let's finish up with first impressions before we
Uh,
get into that.
Well, sorry, I gotta say what I gotta say when I gotta say it.
yeah, okay, well, most of the kills kind of made sense. Most of those characters really deserved what was done to them, except for the final guy. Like, why him?
Oh, well,
The final guy deserved it. He almost killed Ricky.
No,
no,
I
you're
mean,
talking
she.
about. He's talking
Paul.
about the boyfriend.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's not a guy.
This
He's a teenager.
Mm,
he's talking about the friend of
I got
Ricky.
it. He's a teenager. It's like what,
mm,
15, maybe 16.
so what?
So he's not a guy, not an adult.
Oh, well, okay, I didn't know the term guy could only be used for adults.
Yes, it can only be used for adults.
Uh, okay, well, yeah, like I said, most of the killings were kind of deserved, but yeah, the boyfriend really didn't deserve it,
He
and I
cheated on
didn't
her.
understand.
He
Well,
cheated on her.
I disagree. I think that most of the kills were going overboard. I mean, were they assholes? Yes. But do they deserve to die for that? I don't think so. I don't think that anything that was done was deserved, except for the fucking cook in the beginning. That motherfucker deserved it.
Oh yeah, he didn't even die, ironically.
No, better. He's in excruciating pain for probably the rest of his life, which is better. He deserved it.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
But the rest, I don't think they deserve to die. I mean, being killed for being a bully and an asshole is a little bit extreme.
Whew.
Well, at least there was a reason for them being killed, not like other slasher movies where
Oh, I know. I mean,
they
there
just get
was
killed.
a reason, and yes, they were assholes, and part of me was like, oh yeah, a little bit, but because they were such assholes. But when you think about it logically, you know that they really didn't deserve to die.
Well,
Well,
yes, they
okay,
did. It's
you.
a slasher movie.
Well, I'm not a
Everybody
fan of
deserves
slasher
to
movies, so
die
therefore
in a
I'm going to
slasher
break them
movie.
down. Slasher movies suck. This one is not your typical slasher movie and didn't suck.
Nope. And honestly, Friday the 13th started out the camp slasher movies. So this is an extension.
Wait a minute. This movie's not called Friday the 13th.
No, it's not.
Okay, so why are we talking about it?
Because it is the grandfather of camp slasher movies.
I'm sure there was camp slasher movies before Friday the 13th.
Huh.
Okay, if you can name one, that's fine and dandy.
I don't watch them, so I can't name one. I'm sure there is. If I wanted to do some research, I could find one for you, but I don't want to.
Okay, let's see what ChatGPT has to say about that.
And if
Are
you're
you finished
using the
with your
free
first
version, you ain't gonna get an
impressions?
answer. You have to use the paid version.
Are your first impressions done?
Not until the movie version.
My first impressions are done. Yes.
Wow,
Okay.
miracle.
Now let's head over to Ron.
The Big Mouth. Who's Ron?
Oh, Krull.
Oh,
The
okay,
first to
Kroll.
die in a
Right.
slasher movie.
Yeah, I was Ron last week. This week I'm Kroll. You never know who I am. Yeah, I actually liked it. Surprisingly, I mean, just the name of it, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be another shit B movie that he makes us watch, and I was wrong. I admit it. I was wrong. I liked it. It kept me guessing who it was. Again, yeah, it kept pointing to her, but it also kept saying, well, maybe it isn't her. That kind of seems too obvious, and so I really kept thinking about who it was, and even at the end, um, until she said, or I should say he, but we didn't know that at that point. Um, let's go into the water and take your clothes off. We're like, it's her. She's the killer because she doesn't like the water. Why would she want to go in the water? Like she was completely freaked out, you know. But to find out she was a boy, kind of fucking weird. And that whole scene. Oh, I won't get to it. Never mind. We'll talk about it later. But anyway, yeah. So my first impression is it's a good movie. Did the people that died, except for the first one, or the first one that was attacked, I should say? No, I don't think anyone deserved it. But I actually kind of want to know what the fuck happened to that fucking bitch that didn't watch what she was doing and ran them over, like straight up, like she was like, "Oh, let me drive. I can drive. I can drive." And the whole time she spent fucking looking at him and looking behind her. She didn't once look in front of her. Like that could have been completely avoided if she wasn't such a dumb bitch. And I want to know, was she
and
put
then
in prison?
when she did realize it, they hit the throttle.
No, the dude hit the throttle when he was trying to fix it. He hit the throttle.
I said, yeah. I said they. So.
Yeah, he hit it. Yeah, it's fucked up, And maybe he shouldn't let her drive, but it was her fucking fault 100%. She was old enough to know better, especially with her father having a boat and stuff and knowing how to do it. Like she completely was irresponsible 100%. And I don't know if you're supposed to have a license to drive a boat. I have no idea. I'm sure she didn't have one, but that's beside the point. License or not, you should have been known to fucking pay attention to what you're fucking doing. Especially when they already rode by those people and already knew they were in the fucking water. But she was too busy trying to be a flirty girl and talk to her friend and to fucking pay attention. And her friend kept screaming at them, but they couldn't hear because they were
Well,
too busy
it seemed
fucking
like
wheelie on.
that they had both made her get on this water ski thing, and it seemed like it was against her will.
It wasn't against her will that she wouldn't have done it. She just didn't want to do it, but she decided to do it, and then she wanted to stop, and they wouldn't stop.
You brought up an interesting point, though. I wonder if you do need a license because You can get busted for being drunk and boating, just
Well,
like you
I
are
would hope
driving.
so. You can get arrested for being drunk and driving, so why the fuck not? You're on a boat. Things can happen, right?
So I
Alcohol
don't
is a
know if
fucking
you need
evil
a,
son of a bitch that shouldn't have been invented, but that's beside the point.
so I don't know if you need a
Yeah.
license or not because you can actually get busted, like if you were driving a car, So it's interesting.
Yeah. Well, like I said, either way, license or not, she should have been paying the fucking attention what she was doing.
Correct.
I mean, she deserved to be in prison.
Is that pretty much it then for your first impressions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm still have more to say though.
Heading over to you, Tammy. Was this a first time watch for you?
According to you, no,
Well,
but I don't remember it, so I'll just say yes. So,
Okay, and
um,
your thoughts?
I thought it wasn't too bad. You know, it's not like your typical slasher where everybody just gets slashed for no reason. There was reasons behind the people that got it.
yeah.
Um, I had the impression that it was her early on. You know, every once in a while it made me think a little bit, but I thought it was her early on.
She was really good
And
at
I thought,
throwing you off when she said, sorry to interrupt, but when she said, oh, there's a killer out here, didn't you hear? Like, she was really good at that. That was really convincing.
and I
uh,
thought, and I thought part way through the movie too that there was something a little off about her.
Well, she was catatonic for like part of the movie until she said goodnight to the kid.
So
But not once did I think that she was the boy. Not once. That was like, whoa, what?
that's what I mean by I thought there was something off.
Oh, come
well,
on.
I assumed her unusual behavior was all about the childhood trauma. I
Yeah,
didn't
same
think.
here. Same here. Like, what possibly could make you think she was a boy? Like, what?
Well,
What?
I thought at first it was all the childhood trauma, but there was things like she wouldn't shower with the other girls. She didn't want to go in the water and get
I wouldn't
wet.
start with the other boys. Doesn't mean I don't have a dick.
There was just things, you know.
All
So
right.
But I forgot about the shower thing. But yeah, that didn't seem abnormal to me because I never showered with anyone else either.
okay,
Okay, Kroll, admit it. What do you have in your pants?
I could pick it up and slap you upside the head with it if you want.
but anyways, I thought it was pretty decent. So
Well, I know that while I was getting into slasher films, this one I always heard it was a cult classics, and knowing that it was very hard to find the Anchor Bay Sleepaway survival kit set, I tracked it down and found a copy of it. And then, of course,
What is that?
Shout Factory it came around and remastered them and whatnot. But
It
anyways,
felt like it was an '80s movie, but it didn't look like an '80s movie. Is that what it is? An '80s movie that was redone?
um, they didn't redo them. It's just
Were
they
they an
remastered them.
'80s movie?
Oh, you felt it was like a '70s movie?
'80s.
Well, it was 1983.
Okay, so I was right. It just looked more polished, and it looked like it was set in the '80s. Like it really felt like an '80s movie, but it looked better than an '80s movie. You know what I mean? Looked a little more polished.
Well, yeah,
Hmm.
I agree.
So I was right.
But ultimately,
It does make
I
sense
did.
because 80s did movies right. I mean, okay, not every 80s movie was awesome, but when it comes to like this genre, 80s has better horror movies than any other decade, in my opinion, for the most part,
I
especially for
agree.
slashers.
I agree.
Now
And
they come out with what can be grosser, and it's not that I don't mind gross. It's just they have gross for no reason.
the thing about slashers is there are some rules of engagement that have
I
always
thought the rule was there
been.
were no fucking rules.
That's part of it, but there has always been a recipe that slashers seem to follow.
Yeah, people die.
If you've been wronged by anyone, and your life has been shitty, then anyone goes as far as killings. And you don't necessarily have to have a reason to kill anyone to be a part of a slasher movie.
Watch out,
But it
motherfuckers!
does.
I'm
Well,
coming with a knife.
But it does help that there are reasons. And this one, granted, if I were being treated like those girls at any given point in time, I would want to beat them the fuck up.
Okay, so we just kill
yeah,
them.
definitely.
I would make sure that they would at least end up in the hospital, not in a body bag.
The hospital might be slightly too strong too, but yeah, I agree with they definitely deserve to
uh,
get beat up.
Actually, I'm with Dave here because
Oh, I know
back in
you would be.
middle school.
Oh, I know you would be because I got bullied too. So I don't. I'm just not. I'm just. I don't quite think as much as think about it as much as you guys. Like I'm over it. Like it's the past. Who gives a shit? Like kids are kids, and obviously adults can do it too. But most of the time, most of the bullying that I got were from kids, for the most part. Okay, there was some there was a guy that pulled a knife on me and to my fucking throat, and I definitely felt like that guy deserved to die, and then he did die, and I was happy about it. So
Oh.
he didn't die right away, but a few years later, he looked exactly like Charlie Manson and acted like Charlie Manson.
Well, yeah, when I was in middle school and I was constantly dealing with bullies on a daily basis, like I really wished I was able to beat the crap out of them all so that they would leave me the fuck alone because
Same here.
the, uh, in all honesty, if some bully did get severely beaten up with consequences for a lifetime, at least that would set a good example for others.
Well, like I said, I had okay. One time I got this kid wouldn't leave me the fuck alone. His name was Ronnie, and I was known Ronnie then, and he wouldn't leave me the fuck alone till we started fighting. And I guess he was choking me. And I say this because I blacked out. Like I totally went into a rage. I had no idea what was going on, and I probably could have killed him, but it took 5 adults to pull me off of him. Okay.
Ooh.
It took and he was trying to beat me up when I was trying to get my jacket off, I guess. And the second I got it off, that's when the adults stepped in. My mother was kind of pissed at them. And then right afterwards, I put my fist through a double pane window without a scratch on my hand. Like through a double pane window, if you don't know, is very hard to break. And I put my fist through it. I was like 12 without cutting
Wow.
my hand at all. Like I was just focused and pissed. Like ever since then, I was so scared that if I fight back, I'd go into a black rage and kill someone or really, really hurt someone. And as much as I wanted to hurt someone, I didn't really want to hurt someone because I'd feel bad. So I let myself get beat up because I didn't want to really hurt someone. And so unfortunately, I allowed myself to be bullied. If it had been my mother and my sister are complete opposite, they both will fucking fight someone. You know, I mean, people say, "Oh, you don't fight because you didn't have a dad around." That's bullshit. My, my mom was more fighter than my dad was.
Well,
But it's just,
I was certainly had enough rage to be willing to fight back, but I didn't have enough physical strength to be able to win any
well,
fight.
so that's why you needed to take martial arts because strength has nothing to do with it. Use their momentum and body against themselves. They teach you that in martial arts. Okay, they teach you how to. It doesn't matter how strong you are. You don't need to be strong. I mean, strength helps some way, but skill is way more important than strength when it comes to fighting.
Okay, I believe so, but I didn't have any training in
I
martial
did,
arts.
but I was still afraid to use the training and everything. It's just I don't know. I was more afraid of what I would do to someone else than what was being done to me. I mean, I was afraid of what was going to be done to me, but that's how I felt. And it's just I allowed myself to be bullied because of that.
Damn.
I had a little problem with bullying and stuff before I got taken away from my mom. And then after I got taken away from her, it's like, that's enough of this crap. And there was this girl that was like 6 foot something and a lot bigger built than me and stuff. They kept messing with me, and finally I had enough one day. She was messing with me. I slammed my books down on the floor. I turned around, I grabbed her by the throat, threw her against the locker, and said, "Leave me the fuck alone." I
Nice.
thought her eyes were gonna pop out of her head, and her arms were up and everything. Everybody stopped in the hallway. Everybody just completely stopped. It was funny. And after I yelled it at her, I let go, turned around, picked up my stuff, and that was the last time she messed with me.
Good.
Did you guys become friends?
Oh no!
Because that happens.
And
Hey,
then
we lost.
another
We
girl
lost
at
Dave.
another girl at the same school that nobody liked, and she was more my size. She kept messing with me and messing with me the one day, and I told her to leave me alone, and she kept up. I turned around, I pushed her so hard that I pushed her out in the middle of the road, and she almost got hit by a car.
Well, good thing she didn't.
No, I'm glad she did not get hit, but other
Right.
people wished other people were rallying behind me and were hoping that she would have, but she didn't mess with me again either after that.
Yeah, because I know like my one of my uncles, he was getting bullied. He finally beat the hell out of the kid. Then they end up becoming friends because that just sometimes happens. I think it happens more with guys than with girls. I know one of my best friends, Dion. We hated each other. We never got into a fist fight, but we definitely hated each other until high school, and then we became friends. We hated each other in junior.
Well, I know that I've been bullied before, and I've gotten into a few fights before. And it's like as soon as you fight with them, then they have a little bit more respect for you. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
They push you to see how far they can push you, and if you prove that you
once they
can't be pushed,
realize
then
that
they
you
leave you
have
alone.
respect.
But I also have always had people that had my back, like okay, not always. I didn't really have anyone in high school, but in other places. And even when I was okay, I went to prison for 12 days. We won't talk about why, but it was stupid. I had people in there like protecting me, which good place to have protection. But yeah, I know I went to I went to sit, and someone's like, "That's my seat," and the other people were like, "He's sitting there," and I was like, "I can move. It's not a big deal." Like I don't want to fuck with people in prison. that'd be the worst place. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, especially, I mean, even if I fought back there in him, I could get myself more time, which would suck even more. You know? So, yeah, I was just like, and then I'm playing cards and I'm winning, and I find out that one of the people I'm playing against beat someone in the head with a baseball bat because he was cheating at playing cards. Now I wasn't cheating, but I was winning because I always win at cards, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm done playing.
I didn't really get into any other fights except for those two because once I got to high school, I was supposed to get in a fight with somebody, and
Didn't
they
show up.
no, they showed up, they started it, and instead of hitting them, I hit the blocker next to them. It dented it. They turned around, saw the dent, and took off. So
Hope you didn't hurt your hand.
no, I didn't hurt my hand.
Good job.
I
Nice
knew how to
punch.
hit. I knew how to hit it just right.
Yeah, I mean, you could have
But
really fucked up your hand if you hadn't.
but yeah, after that, it's like nobody ever tried to challenge me in high school. So
I got jumped by 5 kids. One of them who was this little kid who grabbed my books and fucking hit me in the nose with my books. They were just messing with me for no reason. It was across the street from the high school at the grocery store. I was waiting for the bus over there, the regular bus, not the street, the regular bus. I don't remember why I went over there, but yeah. And then I got jumped by older kids when I was doing a newspaper route, and they stole my fucking wagon with the newspapers and shit. And I got I got robbed at gunpoint when I was a delivery driver. Yeah, I didn't live in a nice area. It was called Mini Boston for a reason. And then it got even worse after they put the T in, so that now all the punks from Boston go right into Brockton. Brockton is where I'm from. You might not have ever heard of Brockton, but I know you may have heard of Marvelous Marvin Hagler. If not, you've definitely heard of Rocky Marciano. Or, well, I don't know if Philip's heard of Rocky Marciano, but I'm sure you two have. Even if you don't follow boxing. He's from Brockton, Massachusetts. I went to high school with his nephews. They were football players.
Dave, Tabby, you are both muted.
Yeah, I was talking to them and they didn't even answer.
no,
Dave
I
didn't even.
can hear you. David's having technical problems.
Well, you didn't say anything. I said you must have heard of him, and you didn't say a word. You heard of Rocky Marciano, right?
Yeah, I was listening. Plus, I was paying attention that he's having technical problems.
Right.
He came out by where I am.
But you've heard of Rocky Marciano, right?
What?
You've heard of Rocky Marciano, right?
Who is that? The wrestler?
Oh my God! Seriously? Okay, so there's these movies called Rocky, right? And
Oh, Rocky.
they're based off of a real person called Rocky Marciano.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I watched all the Rocky movies.
Okay, but they're based off of Rocky Marciano, known as one of the best boxers of all time.
Oh,
And
okay.
he used to win because he got beat so bad, the other person was so tired, and that's when he'd knock him out. Exactly what they were doing with the Rocky movies. They you know, he
I
wasn't.
watched all of the Rocky movies and the
Yes,
great.
but they were based off of Rocky Marciano, who's from Brockton, Massachusetts. He was a real champion.
Okay.
They did a Rocky movie, a real documentary on the real person, and they actually showed the cab company I used to work at, Brockton Cab Company and stuff and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, are you back now?
I'm back. I just hear a lot of crackling on my end, so I'm trying to get my computer back up while we're doing this. But let's go into well.
1 second before we do that, can you answer my
Let
question?
me finish. Let me finish my first impressions. So I'm not exactly sure when I saw the movie, but once I saw it, the ending of it is something that I've remembered like ever since I've seen it, and
Can't imagine. Forget
I
it.
know that Felissa Rose has become a kind of uh, a staple in independent horror of films these days. It's like she's one of the go-to actresses that people want in their films, and some of them are good and some of them are horrible. Like Lilith, that one was
Yeah.
was one of her worst choices, I think, to be honest. To be a part of because it should have actually been better than that. But
Well,
that's why I
it
thought
could have
the
been
movie that
better.
she was actually good in, and this was basically the beginning of her career. So
He was born 1969, May 23rd, Sleepaway Grandeur.
The Lilith movie could have been better, but again, I don't think it was quite as bad as you all said.
Well, that's because you're the one that brought this piece of crap to us.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said it's because you're the one that brought the piece of crap to us.
I'm sorry. There is a lot of noise. I don't know who it's coming from, but I really couldn't distinguish what you said.
It was coming from Dave. And I said, what the fuck did I say? Oh, because you're the one that brought us the piece of crap.
The other one. What other one?
he didn't say anything of another one. He said you're the one who brought us
Uh,
that piece of crap.
yeah, but I said I don't think it was quite as bad as you all said.
And I said you're the one that brought us the piece of crap. So that's why you think that. And thank you, Dave, for translating. I don't know why I need a translation, but thank you.
Okay.
For some reason, you understand his
But
English, but not mine.
I enjoy returning to this movie. It is a fun watch for those who haven't seen it, and the reason why I brought it to you guys is because neither one of you knew the movie, and I was like, "What?" So this is like
Well,
this is one of the slasher films that a lot of people who are into horror movies have seen and has been on their roster.
well, I gotta tell you one thing. Philip, you shouldn't have been, Philip not seeing it might be surprising. But me not seeing it, you shouldn't have been surprised. I mean, come on. I just don't watch this shit.
Well, when I choose horror movies to watch, I usually go for some that are more story driven. That okay, I don't mind the killings, but if the whole movie is only about killings and there is not much of a bigger point in the whole story, then I find it a little underwhelming.
Unless the killer is running around going, Boozy! And he's dressed like a rabbit. Because that was straight up just killing, but it was funny.
Yeah. Well, like I
It
said,
sucked.
I disagree.
That is an opinion, and opinions are like assholes.
Everyone has one. They usually stink.
or, or, or in this case, maybe opinions are like pussies.
And if they
Okay,
stink, you might want to run.
I'm sorry, Tammy. I'm sorry. I just find it funny how much you hate that
I will
movie.
ever watch that movie again.
But I will.
If you think Bunny the Killer thing is bad, you should go watch a movie called Slaughtered Vomit Dolls.
How about this? Go watch Salo again.
Now you cross the fucking line. That movie should not be seen by anybody ever. I actually said when I heard the director was killed, I'm like, he deserves it.
But I enjoy this franchise, even though I think Felicia Rose is no longer in like any of the sequels.
Thanks for telling us, jackass.
The Sleepaway Camp series became a thing.
So in other words, we never find out about her.
I believe that you do. It's just it comes later. You know, I mean,
Her or him, whatever you want to say. Well, technically it is a girl, because she's a girl playing a girl that's playing a boy. Oh no, she's a boy that's playing a girl. No, she's a girl that's playing a boy playing a girl.
this is a unique film using transgender like that. So
Yeah, that was definitely a twist that I did not see coming at all. Like, I mean,
yeah, this movie was before its time.
I wouldn't say that. 80s had a lot of good twists in them.
Although I think it was implied that they were just dressing the guy as a girl. That it's not like there was any actual transition involved.
Yes, and again, it was a boy being dressed as a girl, not a guy.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
but
yeah, I don't. Like I said, okay, she had a trauma that was really bad, and then had worse trauma with a fruitcake. I mean, I already knew the aunt was a fruitcake, but I didn't even know how much the fruitcake because made the damn boy dressed like a girl. But again, none of that said why did he become a killer? Why did he stop killing people?
Because the aunt made him be a girl.
yep.
Okay, but why did he kill people? So why didn't he kill the fucking aunt? Why did he kill other people?
Forced him to suppress what he was just for her desire to have.
Okay, so why didn't he kill the aunt?
Well, that twisted his head.
On top of the trauma of seeing her brother and her father killed by the boat, and them being told that you have to be a girl and dress like a girl, with the PTSD of the killing, and how batty that aunt was. Like I swear I would have like somehow figured out how to hang that ant by a tree.
That's what I'm saying. I would have killed the aunt. It doesn't make sense that she killed all the other people. Like, yeah, they were
I
assholes.
guess it has to do with the fact that he was still a very little boy when the whole thing began. So as he was growing up, being made to act like a girl, maybe a part of him already began believing that was normal, but another part of him was still traumatized by all of it, and mentally unstable because of it. So I guess he didn't kill the ant because he wasn't consciously aware of what the ant was doing, being something wrong. But on a subconscious level, it was probably still affecting him and making him do things to others.
Oh, unbelievable. Okay.
At least that's my interpretation.
Yeah. How the fuck can you not know what she was doing wrong? He's doing it to her.
Well, yeah, we know the ant was doing something wrong, but if that was being done to you from such a young age, before you were
Well,
old
I'm
enough to
smart, so
realize.
I was smart at a young age too, and would have known at a young age. So
Huh.
I mean, I guess there are stupid people out there. So maybe.
Uh, and also at the time when the aunt began forcing him to be a girl, he was very much under the impact of losing his father and sister, and he. Uh, he was probably more manipulable in that situation. Mm,
Well, yeah,
Dave, this is.
I think the trauma of losing his father and the sister, and then his aunt manipulating him like that, just made him go psycho.
Uh, it somewhat reminds me of another thriller movie I watched at one point, but if I name that movie, I will spoil it. So, uh, oh yeah.
Okay, I think we lost Dave, so I guess he'll catch up. We're moving on. So yep, we get to see the lovely departure from the aunt's house to camp, and then they get to camp, and um, Ricky is very very protective of Angela, which is cool, and you get they get all settled in and everything, and it kind of moves along a little bit quick because
Yep.
you see that them saying, oh, she hasn't spoken to anybody and she hasn't eaten in a couple days and all this, and so that's when the one counselor trying to be a nice guy takes her to the kitchen to try and help find her something to eat, and that's when we run into the first asshole.
Yep. And honestly, he's kind of a lacquer to begin with when you
Yep.
first see him
Yep.
looking at the campers as
We call them bald chickies. What a disgusting pig.
Yep. So he tries to trap
Oh,
her in
definitely.
the pantry type area, and he starts to take his belt off. And to be fair and honest, that death that comes up, he deserves it. I agree.
Well, he actually didn't die, but yeah, it was even better.
Well, yeah, he was burned beyond belief.
I thought he was going to actually get pushed into it.
Me too. Me too. I thought he was gonna get pushed in as well.
Not that it was going to dump on him. I thought he was going to actually.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna get pushed in too.
Well, it
completely.
has great melting effect, if anything else, because of those blisters on his fucking face.
Oh yeah, they did a great job.
But
So,
then, if you think about it, no matter who you thought was doing it at the time, nobody that you would have thought of was the killer would have probably had the strength to actually push him into it.
and she was a little
That's why it
scrawny.
got dumped on.
Yeah, boy or girl, she was definitely scrawny and doesn't look strong enough to be able to do that, but she was.
Well, that's why it probably got dumped on him and not him pushed into it.
But still, that still took a lot of strength to be able to even move the chair with the fat ass on top of it.
Yeah, true.
I suppose depends on how angry you are.
Don't
Yeah.
make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Well,
Oh, Philip, that's from the Incredible Hulk TV show.
I think with the extensive trauma that she had seen as a child and the suppressing of her sex, basically turned her into a psycho. Basically, I mean,
And watch out, kids do it. Kids do it for no reason now.
yeah, true.
I identify as a boy. I identify as a girl. I identify as a dog.
If you're born with brain damage, then you're going to be brain damaged the entire time of your life.
Brain
But
burners.
We got a kid on trial here in Milwaukee. They killed his mom because she wouldn't let him have something for a video game. There was something that he wanted and she wouldn't let him have, and she shot her.
What the fuck?
Yep, it was some component for a video game. Yep. He's 12 years old.
I wouldn't go to that extreme.
So, like you're saying, it doesn't necessarily take all this trauma for somebody to act out. We got got a 12-year-old on trial.
Yeah, it doesn't take much for anyone these days. You can look money at people that want to kill you. You can stink funny and want to somehow kill your butt. But we do are introduced to many of the campers. I know there's the one kid with glasses that they keep pulling pranks on.
Oh yeah,
Mozart.
Mozart.
Yeah.
Hey, they were bullying him.
Of course, the old shaving cream to the hand motion.
I did that to my best friend. He passed out drunk. It was hilarious. Everyone was laughing at him.
Of course, dude pulled a knife.
Well, he didn't have to go to the extreme of pulling a knife for that game because those.
Yeah, they're fun safely, but he didn't take me with a knife.
Those games were all fun and games and stuff. It's the crap that counselor Megan. She was a bitch. So.
Oh yeah, the girl counselors in the girls' dormitory, Meg and Judy are
the other one was really nice. It was Meg that was a bitch.
No,
Judy was kind of a bitch too, as far as I remember.
No, she wasn't.
No, the one counselor was nice and was trying to look after.
Oh well, that was the other one. That was the one that that they said, hey, go to her for complaints.
Right.
I'm talking about Judy. And,
Judy's a nice one, and Meg was a bitch.
No, Judy is not nice at all.
Yes,
Judy was treating Ricky like shit while Ricky was showing interest in her. She was just treating him like garbage.
Oh, that's not a counselor. That was just his ex-girlfriend.
Well, she acted like a counselor.
No, she
No,
didn't.
she wasn't a counselor.
She wasn't a counselor at all.
Well, basically, there were two bitches in the story.
Yes, the counselor and the teen girl.
Yeah, and that teen girl Judy she was she kissed up to everybody.
The crane department was the other girl. What was the fuck her name? The blonde girl, woman, whatever. She was nice.
Yeah, and Meg was trying to get the attention of the camp director.
So she already had his attention, and she was gonna go on a date with him. Ew. He's like the crypt keeper.
No kidding. Like, why would you? And you
She's
said,
like 19, 20 years old. She's good looking too. And she's staying with him. Like, he owns a friggin' can. He's not that rich.
Okay, who's making noise?
It wasn't you that time? That's America.
Nope.
Must have been the other squad.
Yep.
Lots of noise in this episode.
Okay, I'm sorry. This time it was me.
Yeah, we knew that.
I'm sorry.
If you're gonna make noise. Anyway.
I thought I had muted my mic before doing that, but apparently not.
Nope. It felt like you were dragging your body away.
Hey, you know where she went to school? Felissa Rose went to school, college.
No, not right offhand.
New York University.
Okay.
You know, it's the East Coast, Monroe time. Oh, this was her debut.
Yeah, this was her debut.
I just read that. Just said that. She reprised her role in 2008. Returned to Sleepaway Camp. So you're wrong. You said she wasn't in the sequels.
Well, she wasn't in the sequels. That was a later sequel.
2008, Return to Sleepaway Camp. She's in one of the sequels.
Anyways.
Oh, let me guess. You don't consider it a sequel because it was made in 2008 or some other stupid excuse.
It was kind of a one-off. And
see? It's always a one-off because it had a different director.
It was
just like Star Wars all had different directors, but they must be one-off too.
It was kind of a remake too, and I don't know. It's everybody's different opinions on which ones they like better. So,
I've only seen the first one. I cannot actually say.
In any case,
Rose produced a number of music videos for Slayer.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, so we do have the teasing and whatnot that's going on between the campers and Angela. They don't exactly like that she's very quiet. In fact, she doesn't participate in any of the activities. She sits on the sideline, which, to all honesty, I don't care who you are. If you're at a camp, and if somebody doesn't want to participate, you can't make them. You know.
She was, not to interrupt you, but she was in a spin-off movie called Caesar and Otto Summer Camp as Angela Baker. So the character gets put into a different movie. And she was in Sleepaway Camp 4 in 2012, so she was in 2 sequels.
Well, yeah, that was...
And she was in Caesar and Otto's Deadly Christmas as the same character. So the character showed up quite a few times.
Yes, She has reprised her role several times,
I
and
know. I'm looking at it.
to her computer, to
Oh,
her repertoire.
the Bullet Brothers Dragula. Okay.
So we have the second killing as being after, I believe, the guys were throwing balloons and trying to think. That's okay. Yeah. Was it the guy with the bees that got first, or was it the dude who took the girls out to the canoe that got it next?
The bees, I think, was the third killing.
Okay, so
I say third because the first one was the brother and father, and because they were, or the sister and father. I mean,
well, that was
was the first killing. I mean, I don't.
those were the first deaths.
That was the first. It was a killing. The girl was completely negligent and she killed him. I don't care if it was murder or not. She killed him.
Yep. And then, of course, the cook.
The cook didn't die though, but definitely deserved it.
Yeah,
And the fact that he didn't die is good, because if he had died, his suffering would have been over faster.
True.
And then, of course, the one guy, he goes, takes a bathroom break, and he gets locked in, and he gets set upon by bees, which I think that there were way too many bees.
I think they were hornets too. They did not look like bees. I didn't see any yellow at all.
Well,
Who? Well, I think.
I still
I
think
think
that there were way too many hornets to have come from that.
Oh, I agree. I agree. There was way too many, and I was. They looked. I don't know. It was weird. They were all black, but they looked like a little small to be hornets, but they definitely didn't look like bees either. So I don't know. It was weird.
Oh yeah, you know what? I forgot to mention one funny thing about a previous kill. That guy Kenny who died in water with that water snake coming out of his mouth. I found it really funny that the first one to die was named Kenny, like that was totally South Park before South Park even existed.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about there, but actually, yeah, we missed that killing. That was before the bee dude.
Okay. That's what I was talking about, the kid with the canoe.
That.
They the boys wanted to go down to the lake and take the girls out, or skinny dip, and
Yeah, we wanted to go skinny
the
dipping.
whole group of girls just looked like they didn't want any part of it.
Why they even showed up, I don't know. It was stupid. Like they knew what was going on, but when they got there, they was like, nah. They were fucking dick teasers.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that notion. Cock tease.
I mean, they knew why they were there, and then they were just like, oh no, we're not gonna do it, you know. And then the one who got tipped over was all pissed off because she got tipped over.
Exactly opposite of the song. Girls don't know how to have fun. They'd rather curl their hair or print their nails than go and skinny dip with a bunch of the guys. Which, honestly, I know what was on their mind to begin with. They wanted to get laid, you know. But
Or at least see some pussy and tits.
There weren't any guys we're skinny dipping with.
Pussy.
What are you talking about? There was a bunch of guys.
There weren't any worth it.
Oh, okay. Well, they all agreed to go, and then they just flaked out. So
yeah, I don't fully think that any of those guys were technically worth stripping down to begin with either, myself, because of the way that they were acting towards Angela. You know, none of those guys paid even the slightest attention to her, and the only one that did was Ricky's best friend. But even so, I did like originally the two of them getting together.
And he definitely did not deserve to get killed.
Yeah.
I mean, he made one mistake and kissed that other girl, but other than that, he was decent.
He was kind of tricked into that situation, as far as I
Well,
remember.
you tricked or not, you know where your lips are, and you know where the lips should be and not be,
and you know how to walk away too.
Well, he was definitely to blame. He definitely was to blame, but he was still nice to her from the beginning, and I don't definitely not deserve to die, and definitely yeah. So I don't understand why he killed him, because he was nothing but good to him.
Yeah.
And I guess the little boy and the little girl had a trauma seeing two gay guys in bed together. So yeah.
Evidently, that was the father.
Oh, is that who it was?
Yeah, that was the father having a sexual relation with. But if she really had that much of a problem and an issue with Peter or whatever his name was,
Yeah.
Kissing her, she should have actually come out and told him, "Hey, I'm a boy."
Oh wait, no, Peter was Angela's real name.
That's right.
I don't fucking know. I don't remember.
What was the kid's name that kissed her?
I don't remember.
Paul.
Paul. Okay. Paul.
Peter, Paul, where's Mary?
Oh no. Maybe they're puffing the magic dragon like those kids were before they went down by the lake. Anyways.
Puff the magic dragon.
Because I know that they were smoking some reefer.
You think?
But
some reefer. Listen to him try to sound all sophisticated.
But of course, then of course Meg tries to get her to speak, and also Judy tries to get her to speak too. They both attempt to try to get her to speak, and she pisses them off, and they both try to throw her. In fact, they do. And meanwhile,
Let's watch later. You kind of skipped a lot of stuff.
The director thinks that Ricky is the murderer, and trying to.
I definitely suspected Ricky a lot.
Yep. Because
I suspected Ricky more than I suspected her, or him, whatever you want to say.
Well, I'm not sure I entirely.
Well, I'm not saying you have to agree. I'm just saying I did.
What did y'all think about the baseball game?
I'm glad they kicked their ass, because those guys were douchebags. They were your typical jock-like guys and assholes, and I'm glad that the smaller kids or whatever beat their ass.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because them guys were a lot older than them too, besides being jerks.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, I mean they look like they would have could have beat them. And then they're like, "Oh, we'll get them back." They beat you at a fucking game, dude, and kind of rubbed your faces in it, but still, they never got the money though.
No, they didn't.
I know they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy a boat and this and that." Like, dude, it's $5.
Of course, there's a social that's going to be happening later that evening. Some of the campers actually go off on a camping trip off campus with one of the counselors, I think.
Yeah, that's what I didn't understand. Okay, so he leaves with the two kids because they want to go back, right? And then comes back, and what is he like? I just see the only thing I saw was like a messed up area. Like I didn't see a dead body or anything. And like, what was he throwing up on? What was I missing? What did I not see?
All the dead bodies that were in the sleeping bags.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that moment when that guy threw up, I couldn't really figure out
yeah, I
what it
couldn't
was
either.
that he saw.
So
Yeah,
there
there
was
were
dead.
body pieces
Okay, well, why were they killed?
inside. Because evidently this turned into a whole killing spree.
No, like every murder happened for a reason, whether it was a good or not reason or not. There was a
And
reason. Like,
and
why were they killed?
and whose bodies were those?
Yeah,
They're
like,
I
the
don't
campers.
understand why they were killed either.
yeah. I
That
mean,
that's
I
what
ain't seen any bodies, so I don't know where
they
you saw
were
bodies.
And who was killed there?
the campers. The rest
Which
of the
ones?
campers that he didn't take back.
Sorry, what?
The rest of the campers he didn't take back.
But why were they killed?
Remember the two kids? They were saying, "I want to go home. I want to go back."
Yes, I remember, and they weren't killed because they got brought back. And then when he got back there, he found
Everybody else
whatever he
was,
found.
and you didn't happen to see that somebody was looking, and then somebody picked up an axe.
No.
Oh, I saw that, but I still don't understand with the way the movie was going. What did these three boys do to deserve it? When
Because
everybody
maybe
else
some
got.
of those kids were the ones laughing while she was being thrown in the lake.
Oh, I guess so.
Oh, so
Huh.
all those kids that were sitting on the beach and throwing sand at her and stuff when she was being coming out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Wow, that's a stretch.
If
I
you
mean, I
if,
don't think anyone deserved to die per se,
it
but
a stretch, but honestly, if anything happens to a psycho killer, uh, they are immediately on the list to kill. You fuck with me, you're getting fucked.
well, that was like was it Billy Madison or which one was it where he calls up all the people he bullied and apologized and he crossed his name off the list that he was going to kill. Was that Billy Madison or was that the other one? No, it wasn't Billy Madison. It was the other one, wasn't it?
No, it was Billy Madison, if I remember correctly.
It was the what the hell is the other one? I was confused the two.
Happy Gilmore.
No, it wasn't Happy Gilmore. Definitely not. It was the one where he went. Well, it was Billy Madison. The one where he went back to high school and he realized that when he originally was in high school, he bullied people, and that's why he called him up to apologize. And then he ends up saving his life later.
But so Meg, she realizes that in order to get ready and showered, that there is a line where the girl's shower is.
You don't expect. You don't. I can't jump ahead of you guys, can I? And they just all look at her like, "Yeah, right."
So she goes next door to the bunker next door, and of course there's a shower scene there where she gets knifed in the back, and she gets killed, and then
Oh, she
shortly
got stabbed. Bitch got stabbed.
yep, and then of course the director of the camp, he's all looking around for her, and he finds her.
He wanted to get his pecker wet.
Yep. And when he comes across her body, that's when he goes off on Ricky.
You know what I don't understand is he did this to get back at me. It was her that picked up the cousin. So even if he was right that it was Ricky, it would have been because of what she had done to Ricky's cousin, not to what that he had confronted him. So he was completely thinking about himself and not why the girl would have been dead, even if Ricky had been the killer. But we know it wasn't. But you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
and the director also gets killed too.
Yes, after he beats the hell out of Ricky, and we thought he was killed.
Well, also, he was preventing Ricky from helping her get
Yes,
out
he was. Yes,
too. So
yes, he was a douchebag.
yeah, he was definitely.
When
Yeah.
I was kind of after he beat Ricky to what we thought was death, I was like, when he got killed, I was like, he deserved it.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if he was right and it was Ricky, he should not have jumped to conclusions and just automatically gone after Ricky like that. He should not have fucking beat the hell out of the kid because he didn't know he was fucking right, you know? And he wasn't right. He was completely wrong.
Yeah.
And he found out he was wrong right before he got the arrow between the eyes.
It was you. No, it can't be. But okay, so and then there is a sheriff that seems to be involved while looking at the things, at the victims stuff that's happening, and I believe it's him that actually comes upon what was it, Paul and Angela, and she was in fact cradling Paul's head in her lap, and then that's when she stood up and she did the like she was some cat, and I think she screamed. Of course, you saw a little penis. If you get my drift on her.
Yeah.
And that's basically pretty much the end of the movie, where you see her backing away and all that jazz. So
But was like she was biting him and then she chopped his head off or something?
something like that. But it seemed like she had killed him while they had gone into the lake, and brought his body back out. Evidently was rocking back and forth.
I don't understand why he got killed though.
I think she was singing too. I think she was singing the song that Meg was singing in the shower.
Every person that had gotten killed, there was some kind of reason, except for him. Like, what the hell did he do? Was because he kissed that girl, or I mean, that's the only thing he did wrong.
Because he kissed the girl, but because he kissed her, and her's him. She's a he.
Oh wait, I got an idea. So she was she was naked and her male genitals were exposed. So maybe he had a bad reaction when he saw her naked, and that was why she killed him.
Possible.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But at the end of everything, what did y'all think about the production?
Really good for an '80s movie.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
I've seen much newer movies, not do anywhere near as good.
What
Like that piece of shit we watched last week, or 2 weeks ago. Sorry,
Come on.
it was a piece of garbage, dude.
It was pretty bad, even for an independent movie. But that's a lot coming from me.
It is. It really is. And he loves that independent crap. Granted, I don't. But still.
Tim, what did you think about the production?
Who?
Tammy.
Oh, sorry.
I thought it was okay. I mean, the camp seemed real enough, and
The special effects?
the special effects I thought were decent enough. for 80s.
Okay.
So,
Heading over to you, Boris. What did you think about the practical effects in the film? There was no CGI.
Oh yeah, like Crow said, I think it's pretty good for an 80s movie, especially since there was no CGI involved. Uh, the part I find especially impressive was the very end with Felissa Rose appearing with male genitals, since she is actually female in real life as far as we know, so I think that was quite well done.
Yeah, she looked like she had a tiny penis.
Indeed.
I almost wonder if it was Paul that actually got naked for a moment, and they decided to show her a little bit, you know.
Well, yeah, they probably had a boy and just like kind of made her. I mean, let's face it, her face was like so fucked up that it could have been a boy's face or anything, you know? Like she kind of looked like a friggin' monster.
Oh yeah, she definitely looked like she could have been some animal or something
Yeah,
like that.
she looked like she turned into like a almost like a vampire, you know? Like they're just like whoa, like didn't see that coming. Call your Sagi friend, you didn't see that coming.
I really thought that this production was pretty darn good. The special effects were definitely over the top and gruesome. And
I mean, I've seen some A movies in that time period that wasn't as good. I mean, it was really friggin' good.
I like the fact that there was blood.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't overly bloody. I mean, it could have been a little bloodier.
Really gory.
It could have been a little bloodier, but yeah, it was definitely there. You know, they kind of, I think they, you know, they could have done slightly better, but yeah.
But let's see what the music entailed, if there was anything.
There were some songs.
I'm just looking. Right now it's on Tubi for free for those of you who want to watch it.
That's where I watched it. It's also on quite a few other channels too. It was on Paramount. It was on what's that other one that I watch from? I can't think of the name of it.
So the music itself was done by Edward Bilios. And he's done music behind Mickey Blue Eyes. And
yeah, I didn't play any music I really recognized, but it was definitely had the 80s sound.
Dead Broke, Just One Time, The Naked Man, Shoot Down. Let's see, a movie called Icebound. Okay, so let's see what the soundtrack might have. There was a soundtrack. Okay, so the soundtrack has Angela's theme. Okay, so there's 3 different themes that were performed by Frankie Vinci. And the first one is called You're Just What I've Been Looking For, Tonight's Your Mine, and Take a Chance. And they were all performed by Frankie Vinci. So, don't know if any of those were heard during the movie. I didn't pay attention.
I mean, I noticed it, but it wasn't anything I recognized, which is a shame. It definitely could have had some good music, good 80s music in it. I mean, even if it wasn't like the most up to date, like I mean, like the most popular 80s, they definitely missed. I think they missed a missed opportunity with that. I mean, 80s music is still the best music out there, so
Well, they could have even done with some 80s synth music or something like that too.
Done what?
80s synth music.
Sim?
Synth. SYNTH. Synth.
Why?
Because that's what 80s movies often had.
Not the good ones.
The good ones often had synth music. But in any case, going into favorite scenes and favorite kills. Let's do favorite kills, and if anyone wants to put forward their most favorite and memorable slasher film, if it's not this one. All right, starting with you, Boris. Favorite scenes, favorite kill, and favorite slasher movie so far that you've seen.
Wait, favorite slasher movie aside from this one, you mean?
It could
This is your favorite.
be this one, or if you had a favorite.
Whew. Well, now that's an interesting question. Not sure if that movie Friend Request counts as a slasher. There were killings there was gore, but there wasn't a typical slasher killer like in, I don't know, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and so on. So I'm not sure if that one counts.
Which one?
But a Friend Request.
I don't know it.
We discussed it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Friend Request. I guess that one can be considered a slasher.
That's really your favorite?
Well, not for slasher reasons, but it's a movie I really like a lot. But if I'm supposed to pick one for the killings themselves, since I generally don't really watch slashers much, I think I would maybe go with Joe Sherlock's Blood Creek Woodsman.
Okay.
I think we discussed that one. In this movie,
Not me, I wasn't.
Sorry, what?
Not me, I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm. Him and I discussed it back when we were covering Joe Sherlock movies.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure if Kroll was with
I
us.
wasn't.
Nope. I think the first one we watched with him was the Dead Zone 13. So, and that is the only one that he's ever seen of Joe Sherlock's stuff.
No, I saw something else.
Oh yeah.
Of course, it's impossible for someone to know me without having watched The Seekers.
Yeah, because that's your go-to number one Sherlock.
Speakers was the first one I saw.
Okay, so favorite kill of the movie and favorite scene.
Well, I think maybe. Okay, technically it wasn't a kill, but I liked when the chef got burned, not quite to death, but we know what happened to him. That would probably be my favorite.
Thief.
What?
Thief. You stole my favorite. You stole my favorite kill.
Yeah, but I still didn't understand that word you just said.
Thief. 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 He's a steal. Crook.
Oh, I'm sorry, who was a thief?
Oh my god. Dave, you
He's
want to
calling
translate?
you a thief because that's what he was gonna say.
I'm sorry. uh,
Thank you, Tammy.
yeah, now I understand. Uh, and what was I going to say? And otherwise, my one of my favorite scenes was when we found out that she was a boy all along. That was a really shocking twist, but at the same time, like I said before, I was a little disappointed that after that revelation, that was the end of the movie, and we didn't find out what happened to her after that.
It
That's
doesn't
why.
matter what happens to her after that.
Uh, how can it not matter? She was the killer. We want to know what.
Well, evidently she wasn't killed because she reprises her role in several different movies. So
Uh, yeah.
Sometimes there is no need to know.
I didn't need to know. I want to know why the hell she was killing all those people.
You want to know why? Well, because they did. They fucked. They fucked with her. I mean,
That's not a good enough reason.
a lot of teasing and shit going on towards her. But
Okay.
still
Well,
can't
this is the '80s. This is nowadays when people have little feelings get hurt and they kill people. '80s, you just beat the hell out of each other.
Well, maybe people took lessons from these movies and decided, hey, I'm just going to go off on a rampage. I mean, there's been a lot of sick shit that has happened since the 80s with people, you know? It's pathetic, but people just kill for no reason. But in any case, are you pretty much done, Boris?
I think so.
All right, Tammy. Favorite scene, favorite kill, and favorite slasher movie.
Favorite scene. See, well, my favorite kill was when Meg got it. So that was my favorite kill.
Okay.
Favorite scene. Otherwise, um,
How about the reveal at the end?
yeah, I guess
Okay.
that'll work. And
Favorite slasher
favorite slasher.
in general.
Black
Doesn't have to be
Christmas.
independent.
Well, that's good because it ain't no fucking independent of mine.
Black Christmas.
Black Christmas, that's a good one. In fact, that is the grandfather of all slasher
I know that.
movies.
Oh, I thought not even Friday the 13th was.
It's one of the grandfather ones.
Oh, there's more than one
The thing
now.
is that Black Christmas is a Christmas movie, and that is
So
the
isn't
first.
Die Hard. What's your point?
That's not a slasher movie.
No, but it's a Christmas movie.
Debatable, but
Not debatable.
I know a lot of people think it is a Christmas movie
Because it is.
because it happens on Christmas Eve.
Which makes it a Christmas movie.
Okay.
I love Bruce Willis when he's wrong.
But in any case, is that pretty much it then, Tammy?
Yep.
Alrighty, heading over to you, Crow. Favorite scene, favorite kill, favorite slasher.
Well, I'm going to say my favorite kill first. and that would be not quite a kill. The cook in the beginning, because the fucker really deserved it. Like to say ahead of me. And now favorite scene, I'd actually say where she's standing there naked, and we see that she's really a boy, even though we had the revelation before that. I still that scene was good, but I still think that end scene, and then with her holding the head, even though I was like, that's not why it's not my favorite kill, because I liked that kid and I'm sorry he died, but that scene was just really fucking awesome scene. So I have to say that's my favorite scene. Um, Even though I could have gone without seeing the little penis, but still, it was a great scene. And she looked like a monster at that particular moment, like not even human, or he, whatever. And so, and as far as slasher, Nightmare on Elm Street, of course, the best of all. There is none better. It never will be. Period.
Okay. As far as favorite scene, I would have to say the end scene, the reveal. Favorite kill, definitely Meg's.
Who?
Me and Philip agreed on the kill, and you and Tammy agreed on the kill.
And I would have to say my favorite slasher, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Nice choice. Actually, when it comes to legs, that would possibly be my second favorite. And what I like to what?
I said it wasn't my second favorite.
What I liked about that kill was that asshole wanting to have sex with Meg and not getting it because she was killed.
Okay, then. I didn't like that scene because despite her being in the shower, we didn't get to see titties. And this was an 80s film, so I don't know what the hell their excuse was. No, I mean that scene. It was okay. It wasn't anything great. I mean, I think Psycho did it way better for a shower scene. And yeah, so I mean, yeah, it was not a favorite scene of mine at all. Like I was not a big. It was not a. I think what's her name's death was better. Being suffocated by the pillow and then hit with the rolling iron.
Okay. Is that pretty much it then?
And the canoe kid was kind of cool too, even though we didn't quite see it all. But yeah,
yeah, he kept joking about snakes, and there was a snake that came out from his body.
no, the actual kill, not the after fact.
Ah. Is that it then?
What else am I supposed to say? You're typing.
Okay. So we need to wrap it up, or I gotta get going.
Yep. So
Boris,
on that
Yes.
on that note,
you're typing.
Oh, sorry.
on that note, thank you for watching and listening. And I believe Kroll is next for next week. I believe.
Am I?
I believe.
I thought I was. I just wasn't sure.
Because you start it, and then it's Boris, and then it's Tammy, and then it's myself. So have you chosen what you're gonna do for next week?
Yep.
Well, did you want to let the audience know?
Yep.
Okay. What is it?
The secret.
I thought you said you wanted the audience to know.
You're funny.
Uh, wait, the movie is called The Secret.
Yep.
Uh, are we thinking of the same thing? Because if we are, I don't know what we can discuss about that thing the way we usually do.
The Secret?
It's a movie. And if people can make me watch fucking Silo, I'm gonna make people watch this because it's fucking awesome. From what I've heard.
Wait, what year is it from?
Yeah, because I don't even have a copy of it, so I got to look for it.
I doubt you would. Why would you have a copy of it? If you had a copy of it, you'd watch it and your life would be better.
Damn.
It's
Are we thinking of the same movie? Wait, what year is it from?
I don't know. It's an inspiration movie.
Sorry, what?
It's an inspiration and manifesting movie.
Ah, I thought so.
Can't believe you watched it and still haven't fixed yourself. No, better.
On that note, is it from the year 2000?
No, it doesn't say.
Well, if I can't find it or view it or even know what it is,
It's on Netflix.
okay. Well,
2006 documentary.
Oh, it's a documentary. Okay. In any case, hopefully,
And yeah, I don't normally pick documentaries. I mean, but I wanted to see this one, and oh, what the hell?
Okay. Well, on that note, like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully, you enjoyed our discussion on this day. Hopefully, you can come back and listen to, with us next week here on Delusions of Grandeur. Everyone, say good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good day. I say good day. 3 p.m. real time.